Today is Saturday, May 17th, and we welcome you back to the Frozen Edge, your daily home for a deeper dive into the analytics behind the NHL, the betting market, and help for you to craft your picks, props, and parlays as the chase for sports' greatest trophy races on just about to the finish of round two. He's Timo Seppa, former senior manager of hockey analytics at the NHL. I'm Casey Ditzel, and Timo, you survived commencement. Congratulations to your daughter. We're back at it here after a day off. How was the ceremony? And congratulations again to your daughter.
Yeah, beautiful ceremony at University of Rhode Island. Thankfully, it was just the nursing students, so we got like a small commencement, just that little bit that you want. We don't want one of these 3-hour jobs. So that was perfect. Beautiful day, great time with family. So all that. So thank you very much for asking. And yeah, let's jump into what we missed and then what's up ahead.
Well, it seemed like Florida was ready to start celebrating as you were. The Toronto Maple Leafs had the answer. We have a game 7 upcoming there and a potential for another to be forced here tonight, game 6 between Dallas and Winnipeg on the slate. But let's recap a little bit from last night, a 2-0 Maple Leafs win, and a little bit uncharacteristic of what we expected. We thought from what we'd seen with the dominance of Florida back-to-back games that it was kind of going to be a cakewalk, that they had found their form, but Toronto really flipped the script. They played the hard-hitting defensive game. Joseph Woll with a big backup, and he gets, or bounce back rather, and he gets a shutout there, kind of similar to the Skinner bounce back we saw. And
Yeah.
now it's a question of goaltending battles going into game 7 and which stars are going to come out shining. One game between these two teams for the Leafs potentially to bounce to the conference finals, or the Florida Panthers to get back to where they've been very familiar in the conference final.
Yeah, big game, and I guess you could say that it was surprising to have that coming from Toronto, the way that Florida had handled them for a couple games, and good job for Woll to bounce back, a la what Skinner did. Woll is now 3-3 in the playoffs, respectable 893 save percentage now. Not too different from Skinner being 2-3 and 884. So goaltending looks like it is in solid shape. Toronto has shown that they can play with Florida. Now the question is, what are those mind games going on? Toronto has had so much. It was mostly first round heartbreak over the last 10 years, but game sevens are something that at least Toronto fans probably have some trepidation about.
Max Pacioretty, a big time goal, and that really sealed the fate there as the Panthers were pressing. Pacioretty gets an odd man rush and finds the back of the net, and he's been so huge for Toronto. What a pickup. All kinds of question marks around him. If his career was done, if he could continue after back-to-back Achilles tears, the Leafs had faith in him. He has been able to get it done for them in the playoffs so far. Timo, you dug up an interesting stat through Twitter looking at the analytics between regular season performance and postseason performance. It kind of reflects the importance of that game there. Looking at the star players and the need for them to show up, it comes from Marner and a goal from Matthews. That's the
Yeah.
game winner that gets it done here in game 6.
Yeah, this is via Travis Yost, someone who has been an analytics guy on the scene for quite a while. The clickbait name of that tweet was "Why the Core 4 era dies this summer." So he was looking at just kind of a top level stat of even strength goal differential for star players between the regular season and playoffs. And I'm not going. I did not independently verify his numbers, but I think broad brush we can look at it and I think it's something that I think we can guess at because of Toronto's struggles. But he noted that players like Rantanen, Kucherov, McKinnon, for instance, had all improved their play regular season to playoffs. This is in the last 10 seasons. And no shock that Marner, Nylander, and Matthews had gotten much worse in the playoffs. So I don't think there's anything there that's shocking for us to see, but just seeing that in the graph, I think was a nice way to highlight the Leafs struggles in the playoffs.
We'll have Sunday night hockey in Toronto, maybe the biggest game Toronto has seen over the last decade, and probably the lives of many Leafs fandoms on stakes going into tomorrow night. Let's look at tonight's slate in Dallas against Winnipeg. In Texas, it'll be Dallas the favorite at home, minus 152 on the money line. Winnipeg at plus 126 on the road. The spreads, Dallas to cover minus 1.5, plus 172 odds there. Winnipeg to hold the spread at plus 1.5 is minus 215 on the odds charts. The over under set at 5.5. And some sad news around Winnipeg. The Jets announced earlier today the passing of star forward Mark Scheifele's father. Scheifele questionable to play tonight. The blows just keep coming for Winnipeg, and our thoughts obviously are with the Scheifele family.
Yeah.
That is just terrible news, and hopefully, they can get something special done for him to keep the season going, kind of honor his father there.
Mm,
But that's something much bigger than hockey.
yeah.
But Winnipeg needs a win to keep their season alive. Backs on the ropes here with Dallas leading 3-2. They got a big win in Winnipeg a couple nights ago where they were down 3-1 in the series, but now it goes on the road where they've had so much trouble since 2023 postseason, 9 consecutive playoff losses on the road. Connor Hellebuck seems to be getting it back. A big time
Yeah.
game and a shutout 4-0 win for the Jets at home, but he has not been the same on the road. Can he get that done here? And the other question is the Jets power play entering game 5 in round 2 here, just
Mm,
7.6% in the second round against Dallas. However, they're in game 5, maybe found a little bit of juice. They convert twice in the 4-0 win, and goals from Nick Ehlers, who found the back of the net twice. A guy they want to see get going along with those top stars. Ehlers, a potential game breaker. Out of those, what are the biggest storylines you have going into this game 6 here?
yeah, commenting on the power play. I mean, for one, Winnipeg did get a 5-on-3 there, so I mean, certainly, you know, you still have to score the goals. It's not quite shooting fish in a barrel, but slightly easier. But hey, maybe that gets them rolling. This is the second time that Winnipeg has made it to the second round since the 2020-21 season. That was the odd COVID season and the odd setup where you had the Canada division or whatever they're called. So against Montreal back that year, Winnipeg was 0-8. So this time around, okay, they just improved with the 2 power play goals the past game, and they're up to a respectable 3 for 21. So just overall, that second round being 3 for 29 if you go look at the last 5 years or whatever that is. So still, you're talking about the team that was the top team in the league for the regular season. So what's that mean? It means they haven't been on their game, but they could be great if they're on their game, just like Connor Hellebuck can be great when he's on his game. So other than that, I guess the other thing I was looking at was I wanted to see the numbers on Dallas after how they've bounced back after a shutout this year. Oddly enough, during the regular season, they were 0-1 after being shut out. So very small sample. However, in the playoffs, they're 2-0 after being shut out. So I would look at that as being a modestly good sign for the Stars in their ability to bounce back after being shut out.
The Jets have improved their defensive play mostly at home, and you wonder how much of that comes with the ability to line match. Now they head on the road, and the last 2 home games, Mikko Rantanen has been significantly limited. He did have 4 shots on goal, but no points in either of the last 2 games in Winnipeg. I got my eyes on him for a bounce back. We'll get to that in a little bit here, but the Jets' defensive improvement that could lead towards an under potentially at the 5.5. Ottinger's been pretty strong. If Hellebuck can just hold his own, be the dominant goaltender we've seen through the regular season, I like the under at minus 110 there. Timo, what are your thoughts on potentially an overtime here? It's a must-win
Mm.
game. You got to think Winnipeg's going to come out giving all they have, trying to push the defensive game, but also impose their will on the offensive possession side. Maybe a tightly contested 2-2 game, 3-2 overtime. I could see plus 320 odds on the extra time.
Yeah, certainly getting the better odds makes that a reasonable play. Um, I don't know. It's easy to think back to the last round and say like, hey, if Winnipeg's down 3-1, they'll probably rally with two extra attacker goals, right? Um, uh, it's reasonable. I don't know if I'd put my own money there. I guess I'm leaning Dallas, which I think you're leaning as well. I don't know if it'll be quite that close. We'll see.
With Dallas, the Finnish players have been fantastic, and you can put a group of them all together. Granlund with his hat trick in game four, 7 points in 12 games played in the playoffs. Rupe Hintz, 10 points in 12 games played, and the Conn Smythe favorite, Mikko Rantanen, has 19 points through 12 games, two hat tricks, and again, the favorite to win the Conn Smythe since round one and game five in the first round. Rantanen only has two scoreless games. Both of those were in Hellebuck's shutouts in Winnipeg's. That was game three, and in the previous game, game two and game five. He answered in game three with a 3 point outing. He had a goal and two assists. Now coming back off of game five without a point, I have my eyes on him to come out with a lot of force and find either the back of the net or put up some assists, maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Rantanen over 1.5 points at plus 200, so you can get 2-1 odds there. Also at plus money to find the back of the net, he's plus 140 to get a goal. And I don't mind parlaying both of
Mm.
those
Yeah, I
to
like
have a
that.
goal and a couple of points there to boost those odds. We've talked a lot about the Conn Smythe, and Jake Ottinger after the last game just gave up two goals, but has dropped from 15-1 now to 20-1. And it's going to be, you got to think, pretty tough to overcome Rantanen unless he goes on some sort of cold streak. But is that something you still have your eye on there as the odds get a little bit better following the loss?
You got two series to go here. I mean, if Dallas goes on to win the Stanley Cup, um, Rantanen would need to stay hot for two more series, and goalies always got a good chance to win the Conn Smythe. It's not quite like the quarterback in football, but it's a little bit like that. Yeah, I like, if you're looking to go with Jake Ottinger, I like this after a 4-0 loss for Dallas. Obviously, it's three of those goals were against him. One was empty net. So if you like that play, I like going with it right now, where you're not quite buying low, but you're buying low in a relative sense. So I like that play. If you're going to go for it now.
Looking at the series odds for Dallas in six, that would be the minus 152 on the money line here tonight. Winnipeg to win the series at plus 290. They would have to go back to back. Dallas to win the series minus 375, plus 290. Some pretty big juice there, Timo. We
Mm,
both think Dallas gets it done here
yeah,
tonight. Is there any argument that could be made on Winnipeg bringing it back home, getting it done in seven?
I don't know. I'm sure there's people north of the border that are believing and got some new belief after the last game, are willing to put money on that. So, um, yeah, I mean, they just have to win this game, and then you would certainly favor them in the next game. So, why not? It's not where I'm going to put my money, but I do not think that's a bad play at all.
If Toronto can get a game six win in Sunrise, why can't Winnipeg here tonight? But again, we are taking Dallas. So our parlayed picks here would be the Dallas money line minus 152. They're under 5.5 goals at minus 110. And Mikko Rantanen, either anytime goal scorer or over 2 points, potentially both of those put together You can also get a same game parlay boost on both DraftKings and FanDuel, 25% boost if you put any three-legger together. Something to think about as you look towards both of those picks. We also want to give a shout out to our new friend of the podcast, Connor DeRue, who's been helping us out on the stats end and pulling some good juice to help out with these picks. He'll be helping us going forward for the rest of the Cup run here. Timo, we'll be back tomorrow as we look at Florida and Toronto. Any last thoughts as we close her off and get ready for Game 6 in Dallas?
No, looking forward to it. I think it's an intriguing game. You know, you got to think that that Dallas is going to bounce back, that they're going to give a good effort here on home ice, but it's the NHL playoffs. I mean, stuff happens, so it'll be exciting to watch tonight.
Well, just like Winnipeg and Dallas did yesterday, we got ourselves a rest day. And again, congratulations to your daughter, but we're ready to keep firing here. More picks, props, and parlays coming your way each day here on the Frozen Edge. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. We've got our picks coming out on Twitter each game. You can also follow the full shows each day, full show, short format, about 15 to 20 minutes of your day to get all of the in-depth analysis behind the NHL's betting market. We're on YouTube and Spotify. Like and subscribe, a big help to our show, and we'll keep bringing you the content all the way through to the Stanley Cup. He's Timo Seppa. I'm Casey Ditzel. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a good one, everybody.